Welcome to the tutorial on end users, otherwise possibly referred to as participants, individuals, employees, or maybe even members. Whatever you refer to them as, in our system, they're called end users. End users are all the individuals that have been invited to complete assessments through your account. You start by clicking on End Users on the left-hand menu. This brings you to a page that displays all of your end users. It starts with displaying the 50 most recent records. You can scroll to the bottom of the table and choose to change the display options from 50 all the way up to all at one time. You could even go directly to a particular page. Another filtering option that's available is to choose to sort your list by first name, last name, email address, link name, or group name. You can do this by clicking on the column headers. It will display the data alphabetically. To get a more exact search, you can use the filter boxes and narrow down your result record. So let's say I'm going to look for everybody in the company called Demo Company. This is one of the groups that I had set up. So I can type in the word demo, choose the filter option to the right of contains, and the page will load with all the end users associated with my group called Demo Company. The page has now loaded with 8 records associated with the group Demo Company. I could also choose to do this with link name, email, last name, or first name. It's very handy when you're looking for a particular individual. You can type in the first name or last name to just find that one particular end user. In this case, we'll work with these 8 records from my group called Demo Company. I'll go ahead and use John Jackson as my example. So let's start with some of the features available on the line record here for John Jackson. If I want to make an edit to any piece of data related to John Jackson as far as his name goes, email address, or maybe some of the other features that can be active or deactive, I'll click the pencil icon on the line for John Jackson. This brings up the editor tool for John Jackson. So let's say his name was really Johnny Jackson. I could make that change and then click Update. I could also choose to assign him to a different group or activate or deactivate some of the features on the right. So I've changed his name from John to Johnny, and then I click Update. The page now loads and it reflects my change of the name of John to Johnny. The next column here, the next option, is what we call the login. If you want to gain access directly to the end user admin area for Johnny, you can click the little person icon under the login tool. This will log you into the account as seen by Johnny the end user. In some cases you might use this to see observer related data or also gain access to where Johnny might have left off in a particular assessment, just to see what Johnny would see if there was any need to discuss something directly with him or see data in his account. The next column is the Assess column. This shows all of the available assessments to Johnny, and it would show what assessments have already been assigned. So if I click on that, I'll see the list of all the available assessments for my account that I could technically assign to Johnny. So in this case, he's assigned a disc leadership and a disc sales. Well, let's say I also wanted him to complete a disc self. I could click that option, scroll to the bottom, and hit Update. The page loads, reflecting my addition, and then I can then close the pop-up. So now Johnny would have access to completing that additional assessment. Now here's what most people come in to the end users page for, and that is to gain access to the actual PDF output and the results. So I would click on the report icon next to Johnny. And this brings up a page that shows the status of the report or the assessments that have been assigned to Johnny, along with anything that's available for download that he might have completed. So in this case, Johnny has not started these particular assessments. However, he has completed this one assessment for the Platinum Rule. I could click download and get the PDF myself. I could also email it to a particular email address. Let's choose another person. Let's take this person, Beth Smith. So I want to see the reports for Beth Smith. I could click on the report icon, and once again I see the completed assessments available for immediate download, and I see what has been assigned and not started yet. So I could download the DISC and Motivators, the DISC self, or the Motivators PDF report. Additional features available on this page include the ability to email. So let's say I wanted to email somebody that has not possibly completed an assessment yet. I recognize here that Bob Jones shows a status of completion of no for the DISC leadership assessment. I can click the checkbox next to his name. I could even choose to click multiple people at one time, so I could see that Bob has not completed the DISC leadership and Johnny has not completed the DISC sales. I might choose him as well. Then I would scroll to the bottom of the table and click on the little email icon. This brings up an email editor. I have the ability to edit any of this text however I desire, and then I would click Send Email on the bottom. Emails would in this case be sent to both Johnny and Bob with whatever content I've put in this box. The most important part to keep is the sentence that relates to the end user access link, because when this email does send, this blue link will become a direct URL that Johnny and Bob would use to gain access right back to their account where they left off with their assessments that they were assigned. So I would go ahead and fill this out. I might say something in the subject like please complete by Friday, and then possibly change some of these other pieces, and then I would hit Send Email. An email would now be sent to both Bob and Johnny, giving them access directly back to their assessment. So let's say that Bob never completes the assessment and has maybe left the company or was unable to do it. Well, he's already registered, he didn't complete it, so we do have the ability to delete Bob. I can do that by scrolling all the way to the right and clicking on the red X. You'll notice that there is not the capability to delete these other end users because they've actually completed reports and they are available. If an end user has registered and has not completed, you can click the delete icon and remove that person from the table. This completes the tutorial on end users. If you have additional questions, feel free to contact support. Thank you.